When a person is traumatized, whether they know it or not, it shows psychological, which is in the mind and emotion. Michael Blackson was being interviewed on The Breakfast Club. I have some clips I want to play, and I'll be right back.
We got a special guest in the building, Michael Blackson, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
What made you want to start over?
I didn't want to start over. I just got lazy with my pull-out game. Damn. I didn't want. You know what? So the baby was, the twins. It was really bad experience as co-parenting with the mom. We had a really big. We couldn't get along with the co-fight. We fight from the day they were born all the way to like 18 years old.
Damn.
It was really bad. So when you're in family court and you can't get along with your significant other, there's an app called Family Wizard where you communicate on the app. There's a family app where you communicate where you don't have to talk to the lady, but the court watches it.
They obviously had a bad co-parenting experience to the point that the courts had to get involved. And you just heard them. The family app, which is called Wizard, right? Where they have to communicate on the app because clearly it was definitely dysfunctional between them two as well. His first baby mom they met before Michael Blackson were famous. So let's get back into it.
After all, she did a great job raising my boys. They are A students in college, and I'm very proud of them. And that's one good thing she did, but she did ruin the bond that I have with my boys. At least the last 5-6 years.
Really? Because y'all were always together.
Oh, we're always together, but got to the point when she got remarried. Got married, not remarried, because I never married her. Thank God. When she got married, and when the relationship was over, she went back to getting on my nerves again.
So we also see not only that they had communication problems as co-parenting and the courts had to get involved, but also, right, that allegedly he is stating that the baby mother came in between his relationship with him and his boys, which are the twins. She caused discord between him and his kids. This major relationship that he was in for a significant amount of time with the twins' mother, it was traumatizing. He experienced some trauma in a serious long-term committed relationship. Michael Blackson. We see that. Okay? Now, before we get into the relationship that he's currently in, before we get into that, let me explain something. We can clearly see that Michael Blackson been through some trauma, some severe trauma in the love department. We know that Michael Blackson have a problem with being tied down to one woman, being married, or dealing with multiple women at the same time. He have a real problem with committing on another level. I believe because of the trauma that he endured with his first kid's mother, the twins' mom. It caused him emotional trauma. And it definitely caused him trauma with him having that connection, that bond, that consistent bond with him and his twins. I'm pretty sure there's a bond now, but there was a gap due to that woman. And this is allegedly, but it's coming from his mouth. Okay, so we see that. And when a person is traumatized, whether they believe it or not, like I said in the beginning, whether they believe it or not, recognize it or not, that trauma stems in the mind first. And it also becoming emotional, which blossom into a action. So now we about to jump into the second part, which is Michael Blackson action due to the trauma with the first baby mother and that serious committed relationship. Let's get into it.
And Ryder is still your fiance. Are you going to marry her? She gave you a baby.
You got engaged up here. Yeah, I did. I got engaged up here. Right? How long ago was that? Well, she said the engagement is expired. Now she need a new ring. Okay.
Right.
Now we see that Michael Blackson is with his third child mother, the new one, which his child is so beautiful, by the way. And he proposed to her on The Breakfast Club. That's what you heard DJ Envy and Charlamagne say. He proposed to her on The Breakfast Club, and they said that was a long time ago, a couple years ago. My opinion, nobody should not be engaged. My opinion, nobody shouldn't be engaged more than 2 years. And to me, 2 years is even a long time. I mean, if you really love one another, You can't say, well, we trying to get our finances together and we have to pay for this and we have to pay for that, because the wedding could come anytime. It's nothing to just, as I am a woman who is married, right? It is nothing to just get the papers from City Hall, sign, and mail them in. We're marrying because we love each other. We marrying because we want to seal this thing. We marrying because we don't want to live in sin. We're marrying because it's the right thing to do. The wedding can always come. So there's no need to ever be engaged forever. That's just my opinion. Let's get back into it.
Every time you look at somebody getting divorced every day, I'm like, I don't be part of this divorce.
So you're just going to keep proposing?
Yeah, just keep proposing. So, looking for a new proposal coming up soon.
So y'all are in a relationship?
That was 2021. Yeah, we still together.
So we know Michael Blackson is definitely a comedian. So literally, he's not going to keep proposing. But you heard what he just said. You look online and everybody is what? Getting divorced. And where is this coming from? From the trauma. It stems from the trauma that he had with that first baby mother of his. Whereas though, like I said, the communication was so horrible. And then we have the discord that the mother allegedly, but it came from his mouth, came in between him and his twin boys. So clearly we see that trauma runs deep within him, to the point that he is connecting his trauma with other people's problems on the internet that he may or may not know and has nothing to do with his past. The past is the past. We don't want to look back, as the word of God say. Don't look back, right? We don't need to look back. Everything is in the forward, is in moving forward. What happened to you is what happened to you. It can't repeat itself if you learned the lesson or looking forward, knowing that you deserve better, knowing that you want better, knowing that you want to do better. Understand what I'm saying? So let's jump into his relationship with him and his current girlfriend right now, with his beautiful child that he had. Because this trauma runs just a little bit more deeper with Michael Blackson. Let's get into it.
Well, I mean, she knew from the door who Michael Blackson was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You didn't. Yeah,
so who is Michael Blackson? When it comes to the ladies?
Well, I mean, when I became honest with myself, which was after I broke up with the girl before Ryder, and I realized that I just can't be with one person, and I've been honest from the door. Mm-hmm. You know? And
is it the African in you? Like, you
I don't know what it is.
Wife?
Huh?
You need to have more than one wife?
I mean, one wife might be, I'm not, to have more than one wife is either a religious thing or some type of a chief.
There we go, gentlemen and ladies. He said that the woman that he is currently with, his second baby mom, that she knew who Michael Blackson was. He was honest with himself, said that he cannot be with just one woman. He don't know what it is. He don't think it's a religion thing. He don't want to have more than one wife because he said that sounds like trouble. So it sounds like to me he don't know what it is, but he wants to not settle down. And I strongly believe because of the trauma that came from that first relationship that was serious with his first set of kids, because they were twins, all that he had endured with her. Not saying he didn't add to the problem, not saying that he didn't cause some problems. I don't really know. We're just going off of what he's saying. But I like the fact that he is honest with the ladies. I wish the ladies had more integrity and more morals and love themselves in such a greater way that they wouldn't deal with a man like that. But, when a man got money and a woman is looking for exit, in today's time especially, some woman just willing to deal with and receive for, anything just to be taken care of. Just to be taken care of. That is a weak woman, in my opinion. But anyway, so Michael Blackson is traumatized. Period. Whether he realize it or not. And this is how you know you healed from your trauma. Now, there's no 100% healed from trauma. I want to be clear because it's times when we can get triggered. And then when we get triggered, how we handle it is a different ball game, right? But the number one way you know that you healed from trauma, number one, you definitely proceed forward and not letting the past hold you back. Number two, you are able to openly discuss your trauma. You recognize your trauma, you take accountability from your trauma, and you might even go on and help somebody in the same department that you once was in the correct manner, in the correct way. You get what I'm saying? So, let's get back into it.
Because you don't want to marry nobody. You just want to have them there.
I don't mind having a one great woman that I know has my back, and that she's the one. She's the one that has my back and does everything for me and do things right. But once in a while, I like to do whatever.
Is she okay with that?
Yeah.
Now, this is what cracks me up right here. This is crazy. So you want the perks of the marriage, of being married. You want the perks of being married. You want the perks of the woman being committed to you, but you still want to every now and then, as he say, do you. It doesn't work like that. God intended marriage to be with a man and a woman, first and foremost. We saw that in the book of Genesis. That's number one. We can't reproduce if the same sex is constantly marrying each other. Reproducing comes from the opposite sex in mankind. Topic for another day. Now, you want the perks of being married, but you don't want the covenant, the commitment, the leading up, the fight, the staying in the race. You don't want to go through all of that, but you want the perks of being married. And usually when men is financially stable, they don't have any money problems. They are able to live their life out like that, because there are some women out there who does not have integrity, who does not have morals, who doesn't love herself enough, is willing to subject to that just to be taken care of. That is a low-level woman. That is a woman who doesn't have a plan for herself. That is a woman who's really not a woman. By age, yeah, but by definition, she's a girl. Let's play.
Now, I remember there was a contract that y'all had in place. Y'all still have a contract? Because remember on that show that we did before you did Love and Hip Hop, right? The relationship show. There was like an agreement where you're like, look, well, she gave you a certain amount of women that you can have out the month. And then once you exceed that quota, you and the dog, it was some type
there was
of,
a quota?
Well,
she was it was like once a month, but yeah.
Once a month, yes.
Yeah, it was once a month.
What in the world is going on out here? So they had a contract. What in the type of, so now, okay. So they had a contract, whereas though that he is able to step out, they're not married, so step out of the relationship and be able to deal with women once a month, or a woman, or how many, whatever you want to call it. So now we making dysfunctional contracts work, coming into agreement. I want to speak for this woman that he is with currently right now, who just had his third child. So now this woman is okay with the man that she's dealing with, her fiance, as she's been engaged for a while now, a couple of years now, making this contract with Michael Blackson so that he can step out once a month and affiliate with a woman or whatever. I don't know how many it is. It doesn't matter to me. It's the fact that he is able to do that. So she came into an agreement, a verbal and written agreement on something that is so low level of herself. Because when he's tired with you, when he's over it with you, he'll go on and get the next woman. But I guess you feel like that you hit the jackpot because you had a baby and you're able to get child support regardless if he marries you or not. And this is how generational curses starts. You may feel like you made out great. Trauma and the sin that is passed down from our parents that the child would have to endure in is crazy. It's mind-blowing. I think we don't think about that. We don't think about what our kid has to take on because what we started or what we didn't break. Let's continue.
I kind of like start doing 2-3 times a month. So
okay.
But what I try to do, I try to keep it, very simple. Maybe like 2-3 girls that I knew and familiar with, instead of picking up strangers. You pick up strangers, you wake up in the morning, your Rolex is gone, your shit is gone. So, and that's the part and we still arguing about that to today, because most of the chicks that I mess with been around for like 4 or 5 years, and she feel like that's a relationship as well.
So that's the thing. As females, okay, listen. So now, the woman that he's with now, they having disagreements about this contract. and she's feeling some kind of way because they've been around for a long time. But then if they wasn't around and he's dealing with multiple girls, she would feel some type of way too. You know why? Because you're supposed to be in a committed relationship. That's why. That's why she can't do this. Because it's not supposed to be done. Probably because it's not in her. She's doing it for the money. His money, Michael Blackson money. So she can't do this. So either way, it's a problem for her because she's not supposed to do this, and internally she can't take it. But because that bag is there, Michael Blackson got that bag, she's willing to put up with anything. It is mind blowing to me. Moral of the story, men and women, love yourself enough to want better and to do better. Love yourself enough to not carry over or start a major sin, or not break a sin that is going to be inherited into your child. We can leave an inheritance for our children. An inheritance is not just something that is tangible. Wisdom, knowledge, information, material gain. We can also transfer over, hand over that sin, that generational curse that has started, can be given to the next generation as well. Want better for yourself? See better for yourself. Discern better for yourself. Don't just settle because of the money. Because one day the money will run out. One day the business that you started with the money for having a check baby will not do good anymore. How you start will end the same way. It's very crucial in how we start a thing, whether that's a business, a relationship, a contract. How we start something will end the same way. Real quick, if you are new here to the Reawaken Podcast, check out the description box for more information on the Reawaken Podcast. All right, y'all, that's all I have, and I'll see y'all on another video.